Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for the opportunity to speak to you today in my capacity as Director of the Division for Social Policy and Development of the United Nations Department of Economic and Social Affairs from New York, United States of America, within the United Nations and across the international development community. This year, 2015, promises to be a fundamental one. As we speak, the member states of the United Nations are sitting together in the spirit of international cooperation to map out a guiding strategy for ensuring that the future is one of shared prosperity, equality, inclusion and sustainability for the people and the planet. Now, in this environment of global action and reflection, your attention to barrier-free tourism is well placed. For some, it may be unclear how barrier-free tourism relates to the global call for poverty eradication and shared prosperity. But for us, at the SPD, the division I lead, the connections are clear. Tourism is one of the largest and fastest growing industries in the world. It has the potential to become a significant driving force for sustainable and inclusive economic growth and employment creation. Among some of the most economically challenged developing countries, tourism is rising as a main source of income. So, ensuring that the sector is developed in a sustainable and barrier-free way, we can say that it will bear exponential benefits for both economic structure and the social progress. So, for tourism to be barrier-free, it requires broad cross-sectoral attention to accessibility. And this means ensuring that all persons, regardless of their physical or cognitive needs, are able to use and enjoy the available amenities in an equitable manner. And this requires decision makers in both the private and the public sectors to account for the various capacities of all stakeholders when addressing the various practices, policies, and infrastructural developments that impact the tourism product. This translates into ensuring that information is communicated in an accessible way. It means attention to the accommodation of accessibility needs for long-distance travel of various sorts are taken into consideration. It requires an assessment of the physical and sensory accessibility of local transportation and the ease of access to persons of various abilities to services across many sectors, including travel and transportation, accommodation, retail, and dining. So as a result, promoting barrier-free tourism is paramount to securing the right to development for many people in the world, including persons with disabilities. It permits uninhibited use of facilities and services by all at any time in an equitable way. Think about the impact this will have on the lives of the estimated 1 billion people with disabilities in the world, including the 9.6 million persons with disabilities in Germany. So, promoting this kind of accessibility also encourages a more multi-generational focus in development planning. For example, for families with small children, accessible infrastructure, particularly in transportation, city planning, and building design, it improves their opportunities to participate in social and cultural activities. And similarly, as we grow older, our chance of experiencing a permanent or temporary disability is increased. A focus on accessibility can therefore ensure that we are able to participate fully in our societies so well into also our older years. So barrier-free tourism promotes a much-needed shift in mindset that understands accessibility as a necessary and smart investment in infrastructure and community development. Now it is the time for cementing accessibility into economic planning and development strategy. It is the time for recognizing accessibility as a fundamental social policy and an investment in an inclusive and sustainable future. Your efforts today lend voice to that call. Thank you.